is going out by Super Sandwiches. Rhymestyle here, and today I'm joined by this guy. This guy right here. I'll make sure I remember which way to look. Hi, wave. Dragon Ball Super Talk. So, episode 119. It was like the complete opposite dynamic and energy of what we got last week. So, I don't know. I already know how to describe it. Danny, what's one word you can use to describe this episode?
Meh.
I mean, I guess that's good enough. It's a sound.
You said, what's the word? Meh is a word. M-E-H. That's how I would describe this.
I thought it was a sound. Is meh an actual word?
I use it in sentences all the time.
Whatever. Because you use its official word.
Yep.
All right. So this week, as opposed to last week, we have a little bit of drop down as far as energy. We got Universe 4 who's attacking, and they're using crazy strategies. I thought Universe 6 was going to be all about the weird strategies to like try to get ahead. Actually, it was Universe 4 the whole time, which is kind of expected. Actually, going back, looking at Kutel's character, who's basically Beerus' rival in a way.
He's
and
literally
Kutel's
a rat.
Yeah, he's a rat. Well, he's a mouse, but yeah, he's a rat.
We gotta say he's a rat, though.
He's a rat. Essentially, Kutel has been all about just being kind of a cheater. Apparently, when he beat Beerus in an arm wrestling contest, he cheated.
He's all about using that cheese.
Why did I allow you on this video? That's what I want to know. Get out! Get out! So basically, what the strategy was, they were using a bug, an invisible person, and a guy that was using illusions. The first one was the invisible guy, and at first nobody could really figure out how to sense him or anything. So what ended up happening is they used a strategy of just basically blasting the ground, causing the dust to kick up, and basically covering the dust so you can see where he is. Now here's the problem with that. When freaking Piccolo did his attack, which he did actually in the original Dragon Ball tournament, when he did the explosion move, you would think the dust would have actually kicked onto the invisible guy, but it didn't. Granted, you could argue that he dodged it, which I'm gonna just go ahead and give it
well,
to that.
and you could also argue that big of an explosion from like a center point would also blow like all the dust and everything away. Whereas like Gohan was just kind of shooting at the ground with little blasts, like kicking up dust, and Piccolo's would have like pushed everything. So you could say that.
Yeah. So once they figure out where he was, they knocked him out easy peasy. One down. Second one was this Pokemon apparently that I have not seen. It must be from the newest generations, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon maybe. He pops in, and apparently his ability is to create illusions. And what he did is he brought back the original fighters that were already eliminated. Now here's my one complaint. What is that one crazy theory, Danny, that we were talking about? Well, not we, but we see the community discussing before Universe 6 got deleted.
Hits clone, I believe, is what you're.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity to use a hit clone, just like out of a meme. Granted, I mean, this episode was also playing like way far ahead, and I'm sure by the time that clone theory came out, they had already like began finishing this episode, so I'm sure that Toei didn't know. But it would have been hilarious to have had a hit clone there just to be on top of that. But little effect that he had, it didn't do anything. Essentially, what he was able to do is he made them untouchable until he attacked, and then essentially it was like a two-piece version of I don't know how the attack actually worked. It's like he created the illusion, but then he was attacking.
The attack was still the bug guy.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So the illusion was masking the bug, so it seemed like
I didn't even catch that. Actually,
it seemed like the illusion was attacking, but it really was just the bug dude.
Right. So once they figure out where he was, they wiped him out easily. Now here is the big failure in the episode. Piccolo gets knocked out. Now here's my issue. For some reason, in the entirety of the episode, they spend it on the edge of the freaking map. Now, if you know there's an invisible guy and potentially even another invisible guy, which we'll talk about that guy in a second, why would you keep staying next to the edge? Go to the center!
The whole time. And I've actually noticed that about a lot of the episodes. They've spent a lot of time close to the edge of the stage, and I'm like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Go to the middle.
So turns out the last guy is a bug, so they couldn't attack him because he was a bug. And here I have a bunch of issues with that specific situation. The first one being is Frieza. Now, if they can sense him, they couldn't see where he was, but they could sense him. Meaning, if they can sense him, they know where he is. Wouldn't Frieza be able to just like pick him out with his psycho powers and just toss him out?
Yeah, he probably could have, but I mean, Frieza's Frieza. We didn't even see
Frieza. Also is Frieza.
Yeah, we didn't even see Frieza this episode, so we don't even know what he's probably just off. I don't know, who knows?
Yeah, well, that was still a missed opportunity. They should just have Frieza step in and be like, oh, let me get this bug for you guys, and just flick him off the stage, which would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, wait, we forgot the most important thing. In the beginning, what happened? Vegeta. Okay, so last episode, it ends with freaking Vegeta getting angry because he just lost Universe 6. Granted, I don't know if we can for sure connect that's why he's annoyed, but let's be real, that's why he was annoyed. And he's fighting Mr. Pepsi Man over here, and he's about to beat him and crush him. And guess what? They take that away from him. Yeah. Why do you keep taking stuff away from Vegeta? I remember when me and Danny were watching it, Danny was like, well, what'd you expect? It's Vegeta after all.
My man always gets the shaft every time. Every single time. It's crazy. And they even took away his, like, you won't like me when I'm angry moment. Like, he literally dropped a line where it was like, I'm about to demolish you, and then they took it away.
Yeah, we all were excited for that. Like, when that episode ended, it was like, ooh, we're about to get some Vegeta action. No, we didn't. Nope. We didn't get that at all.
Not
we
today.
Just got Mr. Pepsi Man over here who's cheating with his outfit. He's basically Iron Man, powering himself up even more and more. And then that gets taken away by a invisible guy or a bug. I don't know which one knocked him out. I think it was probably the bug. But either way, it was just weird seeing this episode go into a situation where it's like we had such a hype one last week. Great action, great writing, great emotion. And then we have this one where it's like, oh yeah, let's just go ahead and quickly rush it. Which my other complaint is, or critique I should say, is this episode felt really rushed. Really rushed, which I understand. They're probably just trying to like get to the climax, get like the top universes together. Yeah, get all the good universes together at this point are now going to be Universe 3 and Universe 7 and 11. So they're just kind of trying to knock out the ones that don't really matter. And I honestly expected to, like, I actually expected Universe 4 to do more because, like, when they first introduced Kitella, they sort of established this relationship between him and Beerus, how they have like this like cat and mouse relationship where they're sort of rivals. Kitella cheated in the past.
They literally,
but like,
it's literally a cat and a mouse.
Yeah, but it didn't. Nothing really even happened out of it. So it's like, they should have been eliminated in the beginning, like Universe 9 was. At least that's how I see. In the comment section below, let us know how you feel about all of that because I feel like this episode kind of had like the same reaction from the community. Before I even watched it, I saw on Twitter it was like people were all like meh, and even you were just saying it was meh.
Yeah, and it wasn't. So I said this.
It wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was bad.
Yeah, I said this to Dino when it was over. Is like I don't think the episode was bad. It was a perfectly fine episode. It was just we've had some really solid episodes for several weeks in a row, and so this one, which I mean, every episode is not going to be a really awesome groundbreaking episode. So I mean, it was about time that we had something that was a little bit less than that. But I think that really kind of hurt it just for that simple fact that like for weeks now we've been like, that was the greatest episode ever, blah, and then this is just kind of like, okay.
Dude, like seriously, a bug? Y'all brought a bug?
And that was another thing. So things that I liked about the episode were I always enjoy watching Gohan and Piccolo fight together.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're like. They strategize, so I really like that. Like that's actually one of the things that I really like about Hunter x Hunter because they really explain like the strategies behind the ways that they're fighting. So I really enjoy that kind of stuff. So when Piccolo and Gohan are like not just like manhandling each other or their opponents with strength, they're like thinking it through. I really like that.
Even like when Gohan got knocked out and Piccolo saved them, which was really dope.
Yeah, and they said they're just a great team. It's just a great team. So I enjoyed that stuff. But like Dino said, the pacing. I mean, we were just. I mean, we were. It seemed like
execution.
Yeah, and it seemed like the reason that Universe 4 stuck around for so long was because they were gonna be kind of like an actual threat. And when the episode started, it was like, oh man, they might actually be a threat. But then they were like, oh no, figured it out. Oh no, figured it out. Oh no, figured it out. And it was like, bam, 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 bam.
Last this long.
And then they're like, because I mean, I get it. Like they were sandbagging and they didn't want to reveal their tricks but they were so weak. And it was like, Universe 4 is just gone. Like, I don't know. And the guy that could do the illusions was like, it's a cool trick, but that to have someone like that on your roster is a wasted space because he literally like they know that they can sense energy. So it took him 1 second. He was like, there's a guy not moving right there. And they literally blasted him off the stage in 10 seconds. So his illusions did nothing. And he was literally so weak he couldn't even defend himself against one blast from Piccolo.
In their defense, I think what they meant to do was they were going to have him pop the illusions and then have the invisible guy and the bug jump in.
Right, but like that was...
But they didn't do that. Yeah. There was no execution around that. That's why that execution was kind of weak as far as like how they strategize it. So, I mean, the good news is Universe 4 is out, so we don't get any more fodder episodes where they do nothing, basically. Where it's like, oh, well, you know what, this is going to be a waste.
And we're getting really close to the meat and potatoes. It's getting down there.
Speaking of which, we got the robots constructing next week. We talked about this a lot for the past couple of weeks. I mean, ever since they revealed Universe 3 in their robots, like one was literally a head, one was literally a body, one was literally legs. It's like they're going to fuse. They're going to come together. It's Japanese culture to have giant robots come together. And it seems that next week we're going to have when freaking the Megazord for the Power Rangers pops in, we'll have some Super Saiyan Blue action versus that. But the only thing that bothers me about that is like, it's a robot. How does a robot fare against Super Saiyan Blues and Gohan?
And that's always been kind of one of my things about like having the mechanic side of it, because like I get that you could make a really strong robot, but I just don't foresee mechanical parts moving faster than like the Z fighters can move. So like maybe it could have a lot of strength or it could be really heavy, but like Goku literally, they withstood a black hole. Like multiple characters literally stood inside a black hole, and the weight of that is like astronomical. It's like thousands of our suns or something like that. So a big giant slow robot, they could literally pick it up and throw it off the stage. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Remember when Frieza on Planet Namek literally picked up a mountain and threw it at Goku?
Yeah.
When they fuse, can't Frieza just pop up like, let me just go ahead and pick you up? It's like with that pop and toss them out.
And just walk them to the side and be like, all right, nah. Like Goku lifts up like tractors and stuff all the time. Like it's literally a piece of paper. They could just, and there's like, how many of them are even left in Universe 7? Like 5?
It should be 3 and 1. So the robots that fuse into one and then one guy, I think.
Well, no. Universe 7 though. There's Goku, 17, 18, Frieza, Vegeta.
6 of them.
Yeah. So like, that's it. Like it's game over.
To be fair, we don't know how next week's gonna play out, so it's kind of tough to like jump in and judge that before it actually airs. But it just sounds dumb for now.
Yeah.
With that said, let us also know for next week what you guys expect when the robots coming together and form Voltron, and how Universe 7 is going to counter them or whatever. And any other theories you have or discussions as far as episode 119, feel free to drop a comment down below. Danny, you got anything else?
Nah, you good.
Sweet. With that said, make sure you thumbs up the video for a meh episode this week. In fact, I want everybody to comment meh all over comments too, just because it'll be funny. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. This has been Jane and Tastic and Rhymestyle, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.